topic today and a different format today, which I'm sure you guys would love it to hear from me. Today's topic is focused on your PMP preparation or the PMP exam, of course, and the specific focus towards the face-to-face conversation, right, with the two panelists that we have today, and probably their experience in terms of face-to-face classroom sessions. And we'll try to put some kind of a pros and cons with respect to the classroom session versus online session, right? I wouldn't probably say there is something is better than other, but we will just narrate our experiences. So please set your expectations right, guys. This is not a session where I'll probably guide you towards becoming a PMP, but I'm sure you would have attended many of them. The focus here is to hear the experiences of the champions who have gone through this so-called pain on preparation, and probably some, if time permits, then probably my experience as well. And of course, you can have a parking lot in terms of your questions related to PMP examination. If you at all have, feel free, don't worry about it. So you can put them on a chart. I will go probably quick 10 minutes talking about my experience with respect to what I have seen from others' eyes and others' viewpoints. And then I probably let the floor open with our two great panelists today who are on board with us. And then we'll carry on with that. So let me quickly start with this. No PPT slides today, so not to bore you much with. Okay. Let's directly jump. I'm quite assuming that you guys have a good amount of knowledge about what a PMP certification exam is all about. By any chance, if you want to know about that, please feel free and type on the chat box, and I'll always circulate back with you. Now, let me try to narrate my viewpoint on online examination first. The online model of PMP exam started with COVID. Should I say thanks to COVID? Maybe yes and no, both. Online examination was always there in the mind of PMI, but they were trying to prepare the mindset of the people to move from offline to online, and of course the infrastructure for the online worldwide. During that time, there was a change in the exam administrator as well. We moved from the world of the examination center to Pearson VUE, and the centers have been given a mandate about conducting the offline classes. As at the same time, the PMI was quite occupied in building their online model. So my viewpoint of online, extremely convenient. You are at your ease, maybe at your home, somebody else's home, maybe in the hotel, maybe in office, wherever you are, whichever country, even if you are traveling and you find one Sunday, absolutely go ahead and book the slot in advance though, plan it out, and you can actually give an examination. Now, when I talk about the examination as a focus, online examination primarily needs some preparation at your end. Point number one. The online examination need you to be a silent individual, having peace of mind, alone in the room, nothing around you, a great connectivity, excellent bandwidth, I mean to say, plan Bs and plan Cs in case the network connectivity suffers. Because you're going to have on your own laptop, you'll be given a software which you'll have to download, which means if you guys do not have admin rights to your laptop, you'll have to get admin rights and install the software yourself. Be ready with that. Again, when you're talking about online examination, no physical notes allowed, no rough book allowed, no scratching allowed on the pages, the rough pages, everything online. So the software tool itself has everything. Right? Easy to get time slots, okay, because of the online, multiple time slots through the day of 4 hours. In the night also, 24/7, it's on, no doubt about it. Having said that, it's been proctored, which means there'll be an invigilator like me watching you through the camera, which means your laptop must have a camera or your desktop must have a camera. I'm presuming all of us will have a laptop, probably not the desktop, but of course, if you have one, should have camera. It's an online proctoring and a very stringent level of proctoring. Even if you do a murmuring, your lips go like this, they stop you. They are very, very strict. Unlike probably the other invigilators, their examinations. This is what I experienced, and I experienced one specific case with one of my great friends. She went through it. She had a real tough time. So a lot of terms and conditions online, infrastructure challenges. These are certain cons. If you bring, if you break your connectivities, etc., right? Of course, you lose your time, you lose your patience. Of course, no doubt about it. Your examination can be reconducted, no doubt about it. But you are the risk owner here versus offline model. Difficult to get time slots because only 2 time slots a day max in a working time zones. They generally don't work in the night, generally won't. It's like a cyber cafe infrastructure with them. PCs, there will be PCs, of course, no laptops. So PCs will be stacked one after another. Lot of advanced booking required because of the limitation of the time slots. Advanced booking is a must, much in advance. Physical traveling to the centers, of course. Good amount of administration towards the entry. So 1.5 hours before your exam, you should reach. Of course, the good part is every center have got multiple, every city has got multiple centers. And now the pros of being offline. The pros are very simple. You are not the risk owner of the infra. That means the software, you don't need to worry about it because that center, the Pearson VUE center, right, which got converted from Prometric. Earlier it was Prometric, now Pearson. They will take care of it. If the power breaks down happen, they're responsible. If I draw a RACI chart, right, you're only responsible for your examination, that's all, in terms of your knowledge. Remaining everything is been outsourced to them. Possibility of this kind of a physical scratch book, yes, you can scratch out your formulae, your rough work, etc. No doubt. You'll have a calculator available as well. You don't need to probably refer to your computer's calculator later. You can have a calculator. Yeah. And yes, you will probably have an environment where there is no risk of invigilator, okay, online. Because of course your invigilator will be from the center. So you are generally, we are all used to that, right? So there are some of the pros on the offline model as well. I'll let you choose which one. You might be wondering, why did I start with online and exam, or no, online and offline and examination? Because that's very critical for all of us to understand the differences, right? Now, from the world of the examination perspective of PMP, now let's move backwards to the core concept and core topic of the day, the classroom preparation session versus online sessions. I do both. I do facilitate both the sessions, actually speaking, and it would be absolutely unfair and not a great justice for me to give a weightage to one and not to other. Both have its own pros and cons. Okay, I'm not here to compare both. I'm here to give you right directions. Okay, based on my viewpoint for next 5 minutes and based on the panelist viewpoint as they have gone through. Thanks to COVID 2019-20, we literally started as ProThoughts as online sessions. And of course, I've been doing the online sessions in many years now. Earlier was Cisco WebEx, and then Zooms and Teams of the world came through. We had a go to webinar also earlier. Now we are standardized on Zoom. So we had the I had an experience of online, definitely. I take certain sessions in management institutes as well. So I've been quite accustomed to, including the breakout rooms and whatnot when I do the other sessions. So it was not a great challenge for me, but many of you might not have been through 9 hours a day on a Saturday and Sunday on online. But a benefit here is that from your convenience of home, without traveling, you can still do the sessions at your leisure. Second, I never, when I do or my partners do the sessions, we never force anybody to switch on the videos, which means you can be flexible enough, actually, and take your important calls. You might have some home chores to do. Of course, you are free to do that at your risk. This is 9 to 10 hours a day. We do have 2 different models in online. One, 4 days, 9 hours a day. Second, evening time, 4 hours a day, 9 days in a month. So it's subsequent weekend, 9 days are covered except Saturday, Sunday. Both the models work. Some of the colleagues of mine who love to spend a weekend with their family come in evening, right, and spend the time of 9 days. And vice versa. Those who are very busy in the weekday, too many pressures or too much of a pressure on the work deliverables, they prefer weekends. But then the risk on a weekend is a very continuous 9 hours a day that you need to slog hard. Both the models are quite popular. Benefit, of course, to your convenience. Now, coming to my viewpoint of face-to-face classroom session, which we used to do from last 5 years, any which ways, starting 2014. One of the greatest one of the cons rather, I would rather say start with the cons. It's like, if I give you a kind of good news or bad news options, which one would you like to prefer? I always start with bad news. So similarly, like here, I always start with the cons first. So the first con, you need to travel over the weekend to the centers. Second, in the world of COVID, you know the risk, right? Of course, now it's been much more stabilized, but otherwise you are the risk owner. There are two cons. Now let me come to the pros. One of the most crucial pro, face-to-face networking. Face-to-face networking with not only the facilitators like me, but with other colleagues, which come what may, whatever you do online, you don't get to that kind of a nearness. Unfortunately, that's a worldwide truth. And that's a bitter truth. You can still do a great networking online, no doubt about it. WhatsApp groups are always going to be there, online, offline, whichever mode you do. But the offline, the biggest advantage, your body language, right? 55% of the communication, which is nonverbal, that you would all know, the great projects folks, right? That's something nobody can replace. And second one, generally, in fact, for all our sessions, we do in the hotels. So it's like a break from the monotony of your office, probably going to the hotel room, probably enjoying the food, not only that, but a different environment altogether. Staying with each other for 4 days. Generally, we do offline is only on the weekends, generally, right? It's only on the weekends. So spending Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 10 hours a day each with the great collaborators of yours, like you, sharing a good amount of experiences of the breaks, asking questions to the facilitator when you don't understand the concepts, right? Which is a little difficult to stop the facilitator immediately, saying that, hey, stop, because probably you might be muted and you probably might not be able to talk much. But in offline, yes, you can say, hey, I didn't understand this concept, please stop. That's possible, right? This is the biggest advantage which I perceive. Of course, I did my PMP certification way back in 2007. So on those days, of course, there were no online, right? So of course, they were all offline, actually, till 2018, if I may say. So that's one of the best advantages. The second advantage of being offline or face-to-face classroom session is when you move out of your home, your thoughts, I mean, I'm a little bit going a bit inside your body and mind. Your thoughts are aligned towards the focus objectives that you have for those 4 days, my friends. If you're at home or online from office, okay, online session from office, your thoughts try to wander around. Of course, not that you'll be with me in the hotel room and during the weekend face-to-face, you probably still get a mobile calls. But then you try to restrict, you control that, because you know that you paid heavily. One, okay? So how best you to get the returns from this investment, it's your baby any which ways, right? This is what I found from people. They actually can probably in the breaks, they take calls, they 5 or 10 minutes here and there, that's okay. They come back, but they actually concentrate. Or at least they try to concentrate and they can. That's another advantage of being offline. I'm not here to tell you should go online, offline, but this session was specifically organized, keeping your potential questions. A lot of you keep asking, right? And this can be probably applicable not just for the PMP, for my, some of the friends here on the in the webinar today might have other examinations as well. But these are the generic thoughts of mine, right? Yeah, unless you get a 50% discount fee in the online, or 60% or probably 70% discounted rates. But otherwise, these are my thoughts. I'm going to stop for a while, and I'm just going to open up with a great introduction. So welcome Hemant and welcome Praveen. It'd be great if you can switch on your camera so that people can actually see you, Praveen and Hemant. So nice to see you guys.
Hi.
Once again. Hemant, okay, now we can see you. Thank you so much, Hemant. Thank you so much, Praveen. So warm welcome to the world of ProThoughts again. And
thank you, sir.
Yeah, so let's probably give a quick introduction. Let me take this opportunity. Both of them went through my session in the month of October. Yeah, I think in the October month itself, on the PMP face-to-face session in Ahmedabad, of course. We had a nice fun. It was not specific, agenda for today's panel discussion, but that probably we just thought that we'll have a very freewheeling conversation based on their experiences. I can have probably a couple of pointers here for them. I can probably direct the conversation or facilitate the conversation with them and talk about their experiences. So you know what, rather than introducing them, I can, of course, I know both of them. I know which company they work for. I would rather, in interest of time, let probably, Hemant introduce himself first. And then probably Praveen introduced next, right? So Hemant, you want to introduce yourself in terms of who you are, what you do currently in the professional world, right? And what kind of an experience background do you have? A very quick 2 minutes conversation, if you can, Hemant.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Hemant Sudhar, and I have 20+ years experience, especially in refinery construction, power plant construction, and petrochemical plants. And last 5 years, I am working in heavy equipment manufacturing. And I am working as a plant head at the post of the AGM. And we are manufacturing the high pressure heat exchanger and pressure vessels at right now. That I'm currently working in my company name is Tema India Limited. And as sir told, in last October, I attended the PMP face-to-face training. It is very good for me also.
Yeah, I went on the mute so that there is no stray noise at my back end, the fan noise. Thanks, Hemant. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Praveen, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. I am Praveen, and I am working for Guj Info Petrol Limited. It's basically an IT company, and I'm working as an assistant manager out there. Basically, we are developing e-governance projects and for Gujarat state government, and I'm looking after whole project management part in the projects, like preparing proposals and defining the architectures and all. And as I told, current my profile is of assistant manager. So the PMP training, face-to-face PMP training with Saurabh sir helped me a lot to get the buzzwords, understand the buzzwords of the project management. So thank you, sir, for that.
Oh, thanks for that, Praveen. Of course, I didn't want to hear that, though I wasn't ready earnestly for that, and that's the reason, guys. I'll be honest with you again. This is not a set conversation. It is a free-willing, open discussion. So they can always criticize me in front of you. See, the whole objective, my friends, here in this webinar today was to just talk about the experiences of ours and be very honest to ourselves, to our core, and probably provide some insights. And then you make your decisions whether you do want to do online or offline, right? So thanks, Praveen, for that nice introduction. Going back to Hemant, a quick thought process. Before you share your experiences on the PMP preparation, how do you think your PMP certification as a whole potentially will help you, Hemant, in your career? And why did you choose to do PMP certification? If you can just throw a very quick few words.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. I am my background in the quality control department, and I work in quality control department here as 16 years. I promoted as a plant head, so that I become the management person. So after that, I have decided that I am not able to plan properly my activities, and I thought that this PMP give me some additional benefits to complete my work. So I have start to learning about the PMP, and after this training, definitely my work style is totally changed, and I am working is in different way. And same thing is noted by my management also, and they have also appreciated me. I have attended this class. So definitely, I have completed so many courses like ISO certified lead auditors, some welding inspector courses, coating inspectors. But this is the related to management, and it is giving you different way of thinking in your work, in your profile, and you get the different. You know, it's a different type of your work. You can manage your work properly. You can talk with your clients properly. So it will be give you benefit, definitely benefit. And I am after getting this training, I feel that I get so many benefits regarding this, after attending this training also.
Thank you, Hemant, for the nice thought. So I do understand you kind of take EPC kind of a projects in the infrastructure,
right?
And your organization, right, also competes with the biggies of the world in the world of infrastructure. So yeah, the Tema India is a very big company now, by all means, and been competing with the behemoths like L&Ts of the world, of course. Thanks for that, Hemant. Praveen, how about you? What made you select PMP as a certification, and how do you see post PMP? If I have to say Praveen post PMP, how would you visualize Praveen post PMP?
Actually, as Hemant also mentioned, I was like since last 2 years, I was going through a transition phase in my current company. Previously, I was in the development part and looking after the technical stuff. But slowly, my profile got changed to management level, mid-management level, and then I have to like look after the management stuff as well, and which was I was not very much comfortable with. Like purely from a technical domain and going to the management side, I was not very comfortable. So I was like doing a lot of research online. I have done many trainings as well, 1 day or 2 day trainings, read a lot of books as well. So then I come across a PMP certification. So and even I have done my research as well online also. So I came to know that a PMP is a common language, like which all the companies, even if you want to grow in your career and you want to go in a multinational organization, or if you like have to communicate with different organizations on a same platform, then you need to have a PMP certification or any other industry standard practices you have to follow. And for that purpose, I selected the PMP. PMP is like a brand, and on from like I have done my research and I have seen like how the PMP credentials are working for my friends as well as other industry experts. So that is why I have selected it.
So that's a nice thought, Praveen. And a very good justification to yourself and your selection. You justify your own assumption and you validate it to be true, as we all kind of know make the statements of validations. Coming to logical continuation of your thoughts, and when you went through these 4 days journey of the classroom session, how did you actually, you can be honest about your experience, how did you find these 4 days? Was it really tough? Was it too much? Was it easygoing? Was it coming after a long time in the classroom environment of 10 hours or a day? Was it boring or was it enjoying? Whatever you have gone through, if you can share with the others, that'll be great.
After COVID, I must say it was very enjoying session, because after COVID, like we have been in our houses for like 2 years, so we have not meeting people, and like face-to-face communication is altogether a different thing. So going for a training session was a very like good session for me, but yeah, I must say it was a 8 to 9 hour session, so you get a bit tired at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But I think as you mentioned in starting, that in comparison to online session, you can get breaks in face-to-face training. So that breaks you get, you carry out conversation with different peoples, so you automatically get refreshed at that point of time in the tea breaks or in the lunch breaks. So in online mode, I think getting along 8 to 9 hours of concentration in our home environment, all being alone, from my side, it won't work. For 2 to 3 hours, it's okay for me to concentrate in an online session, because all alone in the room won't work for me. So I thought of joining a face-to-face session, and in the session I got to know about the different domains as well, as like Hemant is from power domain, and like some other people were from construction domain, automobile sector. So I was having no idea. I was like totally viewing the world from an IT perspective. Like I have done the research, I said, so I have done whole research from the IT perspective, but I have not seen like how it would help a power, the persons who are working in power industry or in automobile sector. So I got to know the different people, their perspectives, and how they are implementing their project management experiences. So by communicating with different people, going out and communicating totally worked for me, and it was like a very good experience connecting with different peoples.
Thank you, Praveen. Thanks for the nice thoughts and being honest with yourself. Yes, and how about you, Hemant? How was your experience for those 4 days?
These 4 days face-to-face trainings are, I honestly say, in face-to-face, I have concentrated more compared to this online training. I have completed 2-3 courses during this online training. I was sometimes sleeping for more than 1 hour, half hour. But in this face-to-face training, I never sleep for 1 minute. So you fully concentrate on the subject. You can learn more better from my point of view in compared to online training, because you are fully available in the classroom. So you feel that you are there. You can work. You can feel whatever you want to learn. You can ask questions to tutor, and you can explain yourself also. So it is good for online training compared to face-to-face training. The face-to-face training is the best.
Sure, thank you. Thanks, Hemant. So a follow-up thought on that note. the training that you went through from a technical angle perspective of 10 knowledge areas, 5 process groups, the agile introduction, and with a new format of PMP, which is having a 50% average, 50% weightage for agile questions and 50% for the traditional areas. With this change of agile coming in, people like probably you, probably like Praveen, who come from the world of infrastructure, who come from the world of power domains, come from the world of EPC domains, how difficult was that to learn that or to cope up that agile part, especially? Hemant, to you, how what do you feel?
Agile is the totally different part for me because I'm coming planning and construction. So during this face-to-face training classroom, it is Agile is totally new for me. But they are the 4-5% who are directly well versed with this Agile, and they are give so many examples during these free times, and I got the knowledge about this Agile also during training. Whatever you teach, it is also helpful. But during this face-to-face training, we get some experience from the other field person also. This is the more benefit for this face-to-face training.
Praveen, your thoughts?
Yes,
on the new introduction? Yeah.
I would say I would like agree with Hemant. As he said, I am very much into Agile and all. As I belong to an IT industry, so I was very much familiar. But for traditional model, it was new learning for me. And for Hemant, the traditional is his usual part, and the Agile was a new learning. So like in the face-to-face session, like we carry out interactions in the break, or if we have doubts, we can ask each other. Even we can ask you as well in the physical training. And what I like about physical training is personal doubt sessions. Like in online, you cannot personally ask some doubts and go to the instructor and directly ask the questions from your industry specific or your specific problems. You can discuss with the peers as well as instructors. So in face-to-face, the doubt clearing sessions are very good.
Sure. Thank you, Praveen. So after hearing Hemant and Praveen, of course, as I said, this was not a scripted conversation. This was free-wheeling conversation, guys. So don't think that it was been, no, I interviewed Hemant or I interviewed Praveen before that. No, I just gave them a heads up saying that we're going to have this kind of a session. I just had a 5-minute, not more than the 5 minutes conversation with them, right, on the format. That's all. Now, let me pitch here, tell you my experience. But before I give you my experience, I just wanted to, I have only one question on the poll primarily. If you had, okay, to do the PMP certification, I mean, this is for the participants in the webinar today. Would you like to have the training online or in the classroom? And probably you can have your thoughts put back onto the chat window. Feel free to keep your chat online, chat alive. What do you think? Would you like to have the course? You have 2 options online. Either you take 4 days, 9 hours each, 9 days, 4 hours each. Offline, only the weekends of 9 hours. What would you prefer? I'm just trying to take a poll from here. All right. Those who do not want to type, there's a question coming in front of your screen as well. And you can feel free to just click onto it. if you don't want to collaborate on the chat box, right? I was trying to test the patience of typing. That way I can understand who are so conversant with online. Come on, guys, you can still answer it. Come on. Come on, come on, you can still be better. It's a very simple question, guys. Here we are not going to differentiate between the two. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So I'm going to stop the poll in next 5 seconds. Feel free if you have not yet answered them. If you can still, if some of you might be still thinking about it, some of you might be actually on the mobile right now and trying to figure out, oh, where is the option? Probably like me. I also have to do some kind of, I attend a lot of webinars, right? Otherwise as well. So I also have time fiddle around. Where is the option? Where is the option? I'm going to give my answer, but where is the option? I don't see. Welcome to the tools. You got to learn it. Of course, you got to learn it. The world of online is going to be there, of course, 100%. So I'm not going to say offline is better than online or online is going to be better. No, absolutely. You make a decision. That's the focus here. I'm going to end upon. Okay, so it's absolutely 70, 30, 70%. In fact, 69 to be precise are saying classroom model, 31% saying online model. Thank you so much. Okay, great. The last question to Hemant and Praveen, and we open up for a very open conversation. If you guys have a question, please park your questions on your chat box so that we can, I'll moderate on your behalf. Last question for Praveen. Coming to Praveen first, you. As a participant in the training program of PMP, right? What do you advise your fellow participants in terms of fellow colleagues who are trying to prepare for the PMP examination? Any 2 cents from your side, Praveen, of your thoughts?
According to me, I would totally recommend, first of all, like you make your own decision, first of all, like what works for you according to your time and availability. For some, like online would be better, but for some people, classroom training would be better. So as I said, for me, like I can only dedicate my times on weekends. So I can understand and concentrate better when I am interacting with people in the meetings. So I selected the face-to-face training with ProThoughts. And as I said, I would suggest everyone to, first of all, make their own decisions, like what works for them, which time works for them. And then if you're going for a training, make a mindset that a training is a part of PMP. So as I experienced it, I would be very frank, like I got the whole material stuff and the whole training from Saurabh sir, and it was very good overview, and everything I learned in the session, I can implement it. And then you have to do your own work at home as well. So you have, after taking the training, you have to dedicate your personal hours, and then after you have to dedicate your hours, and you have to go and get your PMP certification done. So in the training part, what you get is an overview and learning from real world experience. Like what I liked about the training from Saurabh sir is that he shares his personal life experiences in between the training, and he shared his problems as well, what he faced He has such a long experience in the industry, so he shared his insights on different topics of PMP training. So that was very good experience. So I will say that make your own research. Then after making your own research, what works for you online or offline. But for me, I would suggest you go for an offline training so you can interact with everybody and make new friends, new groups, and learn from your peers as well as the instructors. And then you will have a very good group who keep you motivated. Like currently we are preparing, so we have a WhatsApp group, so we keep everyone motivated as well. So every day we are having a question session in our WhatsApp group as well. So that is a very good part. But in online, you cannot connect with the people.
Thank you so much, Praveen, for the views, especially that WhatsApp group idea I like. And of course, I always cherish, and good to see you guys participating on almost like a daily basis, to and fro, hurtling around. Good amount of brainstorming. So thank you so much. Hemant, your advice for the fellow preparators who are planning to prepare for the PMP.
Definitely, sir, I recommend the face-to-face training because one of my fellow attended this online training, and his feedback is that if I have joined the face-to-face training, it will be better for him also because he has joined from the Noida. So he gone through your offline training. My two colleagues now going to attend this training. And I told both of them, you go and attend the class. It will give you better better guide to learn the subject, because normally what happening that we are joining the PMP, but everybody is not gone through the total PMP in his work profile. Because we are working in some quality department, someone working in the procurement, maybe someone working in the designing. So see, if you are going to the face-to-face training, then you can learn total area, you can learn the Agile also. So I recommend everyone who is my fellow to go for the face-to-face training because it will be helpful.
Thank you, Hemant. And so, guys, before I open up for the questions, a slide in front of you. This is in case you are interested, and in case you're not registered, still interested. There are 2 cities were already announced this month, just before the Christmas break. This is what we absolutely need in terms. So these are the 2 offline batches or in-person classroom batches which will be conducted. You can choose one of the 2 because we just started offline. I just conducted, in fact, last 2 batches in Ahmedabad offline, right? And I'm going to, I've learned many batches in Delhi before COVID, but this is going to be my first batch in Delhi this time after COVID. So we're going to enjoy a little bit of cold atmosphere of Delhi and Ahmedabad here in India. So with that, I think let me open up for the quick question and answer session from my dear fellows. If you have questions, please feel free and chat on the comment box. And let me just quickly open up the chat window. No questions? Let me see. Sureka mentioned you completed the certification. Thank you, Sureka, and congratulations, Sureka. That's so nice. Probably, the next target probably is you in one of the next webinars to hear from your experiences. Thanks, and I would strongly recommend and request both to all who have already cleared their certification. Feel free to and shout out your experiences so that we all have a nice amount of lessons learned documentation somehow created at the end of the hour, right? So if you have a questions, feel free. Sachin saying hi. Hi, Sachin. Yes, please go ahead. You can type your question. Any questions? I thought probably you had a. Okay, so Praveen and Hemant, there is a question from Sachin. He has registered for the online training and he would like to know how to focus during the Christmas vacation. Do you want to give some kind of advice? Any one of you, Praveen, Hemant? He said he is registered for online training and how to focus during Christmas vacation.
You can probably like share a Christmas cake and like a Christmas party for an short break time. In the break time, you can like all can have a cake or a small Christmas party. So that would be a refreshing session, and then you can concentrate again.
Truly, that's a nice thought. That's a nice, really nice thought. Hemant, how about you? What do you suggest?
Sir, we have attended training during this Navratri, so I enjoy the training, face-to-face training. So he can also enjoy, yeah.
So guys, who are dialing from outside India, Navratri is a festival which is a very religious, regional festival in the Gujarat state, and it's not only just regional but all over India nowadays, of course, as a very specific. It's a folk dance, no doubt about it. It's a very proud tradition of Indians, and those who are not aware, it's very difficult to focus during that kind of atmosphere where we do the 10 hours, 11 hours in classroom session, probably, or the evening sessions from 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. and the people just do enjoy outside. So very difficult. Those folks who can really focus enough on this, hats off to them. So Sachin, that gets your answer. How do you leverage your Christmas break? Some of you might have a mandatory leaves, right? During Christmas time. Oh, this is an excellent break. Mandatory shutdowns or change freezes in our companies, right? During the Christmas break, a lot of companies have a change freezes coming for 10 days, generally 24 to 4th. So this is an excellent opportunity to introspect within. Of course, enjoy the Christmas with family, no doubt about it. Enjoy New Year, but also retrospect within yourselves. Where do you want to go? You have goals, objectives set. Plan for next year. Plan for the new year. What do you want to do? Simple. And that's what I would do myself. So coming back from these thoughts and my opinion about this, I would leverage this kind of vacations. Balance more. Time given to family and time given to myself. Probably stay in some calm area, do some meditation, of course, no doubt about it, and think through what all did you miss this year and what. Of course, most of you might be doing your planning. I would rather say do a real rigorous planning. That doesn't need too much of a time. Even 2 days sufficient in your break. Sachin says specifically when you are coming from foreign to India for a vacation celebration from Botswana. Excellent. So if you are coming for a vacation break, Sachin, right? I think you deserve to spend with family. Let me be very honest, Sachin. In case you are going to be only for a week, it doesn't make sense to even worry about PMP certification. You should spend time with family. If you're coming for a bigger vacation, enroll for PMP in India. Welcome in the month of January. Right? But a shorter vacation for a week or 10 days, spend time with them, I would say. Of course, you can do a day with you yourself and your New Year plan, but yes, otherwise. Any other questions, guys?
Continuous learning should be a part of life, actually.
Thank you so much, Praveen. I was about to ask the last comments of yours, both and you and Hemant. You made a wonderful statement, continuous learning, and heads off with that word. Um, so thank you so much, Hemant. And we all unlearn, learn, and read. That's a part of the continuous development of all of us.
Yes.
You won't believe, guys, my experience in the world of project management of last 27 years. When I started my career, I never had this kind of colleagues, friends, mentors who would give me right directions. I decided money is one part. This one way. Enough with me, thank God. Probably give it back, whatever I learned, whatever I experienced from my perspective. And I only learned, as Praveen very rightly said, is learn, learn, and learn. So I converted that to unlearn what I learned probably in the world of 90s and 2000s. Learn again.
It can be from any domain. It can be from any domain.
Any domain, absolutely.
Yes.
Why not? And if you guys look at a PMI.org website, right, you have got a lot of frameworks available. It's just that you should have a time and inclination to read some other domains framework book or experiences which have been mentioned in their respective PDFs. Hemant, any last words from you before we wrap up? We have 2 minutes left.
Sir, once again giving you the thanks for doing your whatever you say. You teach us you teach us the PMP very well way. So we learn so many things, and especially for me, the Agile is the new part of the learning, and you have teach me very well this Agile part. And now I am confident I can clear all Agile questions gratefully without any hesitation.
All right. So nice to hear you. Kuhu asking last question. Thank you, Kuhu. Kuhu says had a great experience attending online training in June this year, but couldn't appear. So really wanted to be part of offline session in Delhi. Most welcome, Kuhu, and I'll see you in person, of course, on these 2 days to Delhi, and we will get to know each other much better. If there are no more questions, probably I'll give a minute back, which is like it's actually 9 o'clock India time here. So Sureka says online exam was very good. She appeared for online exam. They watch every moment closely. In fact, it was, she says she was reading the questions as she was alone in the room, and he was instructed to read it in her mind. See this, whatever I said, Sureka just said that, reiterated absolutely the same experience of hers. So the online, you need to be a little more cautious. I would rather say much more cautious while giving the examination online, because you can't murmur as well. You have to just read without moving your lips. So that's a challenge. So my friends, on all of your behalf, we would like to thank Hemant and Praveen for their wonderful 1 hour investment. Thank you so much, Praveen and Hemant, for sharing your experiences. My dear friends, wish you good luck. Have a Merry Christmas going forward. Have a great season coming in December. Enjoy. And those who are going to be part of Delhi and Ahmedabad session respectively, with me, of course, we will have fun. All right. With that, thank you so much.